Yes, I think we are. Yes, yes.
Good afternoon, Nkositalkshows family. It's Nomsa here at Nkositalkshows. Find your own voice, lead from within. So with me today, I'm with Claudia Passa. How are you, Claudia?
I'm very well. Thank you so much. And hello, everyone. Hello.
Awesome, awesome. So the topic today, guys, you will be surprised. Claudia, she chose this topic is find your voice. Finding your voice is the courageous act of speaking from the core of who you are without shrinking, posturing, or outsourcing your truth to the crowd. It's a journey of awareness, healing skills, and daily practice. Your voice is not just how you speak, it's what you stand for, how you decide your boundaries you keep, and the love you bring into the room. So today's video is going to give you a clear, compassionate path and steps you can take in order to actually create and find your own voice. As Nkosi's talk show says, find your own voice, lead from within. So Claudia, why this topic?
Yeah, wow, this topic. In this case, I was actually at Google and typing in ideas for what to talk about, because obviously we sit here every week, every other week, and then you need some inspiration as well sometimes. And I don't know, it popped up, and then obviously I connected it right away with you. So basically, yeah, it. I wanted as well to come together as well with you in this empowering show today as well, with this great topic and to explore what it really and truly means as well to find your voice, and not just in regards to how we speak, but as well how we live our lives and lead as well and connect as well in our lives, and whether we've been like silenced and it all happened to us at some stage in our lives, as well as by fear, for example, or it could have been doubt or even some expectations as well. This conversation today will hopefully invite us as well to reclaim our truth, and so that we understand as well it is okay and we can express ourselves with confidence, and as well through some personal reflection as well for you and me, and practical insight as well from both of us, that we find some inspiring first steps that we can all together, show up and speak up and actually as well be our authentic selves. This is as well one of the goals in life for us, isn't it? So basically, your voice matters and your story matters as well, and you matter. And actually, I wanted to ask you now how you actually did come up with the logo of this show. Yeah. So, what was your story behind that?
Okay, so the story behind finding your own voice lead from within. When I was growing up as a child, I had a voice. My father taught me how to have a voice, how to be a leader within myself. As you grow up, you become an adult. Now I moved to another country, made friends. Now I lost that habit and I started talking like my friends. I started dressing like my friends. I started walking in their own lane because I wanted to fit in. Even in relationship, I will compare my relationship with my friends. When we go for coffee, we will talk, we sit there, talk about our relationship. When I get home, I'll be wanting my spouse to behave the same way how my friends were describing their spouse and things like that. I lost my identity. But when I made a decision that, okay, I am going to get into personal development, that's when I realized that I'd lost my voice. I didn't have a voice anymore. Even with my work, I didn't have a voice. I lost momentum, the habit of getting creative, because I wanted to fit in. Because when you get creative, people are like, Nomsa, this is not you, because you think people, they know you. But I remembered the men that knew me, which is my dad and my stepdad and my mom. And my mom used to take me out. She'll be speaking to me and saying she would describe guys. She'll say, you see that guy over there? That guy is this, is this, is this, is this. They are just looking for girls, nice boobs and things like that to go and have sex. And beautiful, they tell you how beautiful you are. But he should be explaining that a good guy is not gonna want sex first time. They're just gonna want to know you. They're just gonna want to take you out. So she'll be explaining on my dad and things like that. But when I truly, truly made a decision to find my own voice, I was no longer leading in someone else's life. I was leading my inner man inside of me was able to lead my life, even in God. God was able to lead, help me to lead my life, who I'm supposed to be. And unfortunately, success, it does not require popularity. I lost friends along the way, family members judging me because they wanted me to behave how they wanted. But I wanted to be me. You know, when you know what you want, and the people, they're like, they judge you, but you are like, this is who I am. So I had to fight to be the person that I am and find my own voice. But the good thing is, I don't know about you, Claudia, when you do that, you find happiness within you. It doesn't matter what people say. You are just happy. You connect yourself with people that really complement who you are as a person. I don't know whether it makes sense.
Yeah, I think, yeah. Absolutely does make sense. Okay, because as well, it's about, in the end, as well, we want to be us, we want to, I mean, we all want to be seen and heard and liked and loved as well. But somehow, as well, along the way, we believe we can only get those things if we change a bit, if we are a bit like others or like this or that person. So basically, this takes us off the path of being authentic. Yeah. So we all fall into this game. Yeah. Somehow, or yeah, it just happens because we listen as well, like to the society and to the people as well, like what you did, you were afraid, that you were being judged and so on. And we don't want certain things to happen. So therefore, as well, we dim our light. We don't say certain things because we want to fit in, and I'm sure as well, this applies to so many of us. So basically, as well, finding your voice isn't always about speaking up and speaking louder. It is as well about speaking authentically, and about discovering as well what matters to us and what drives us as well, and how we want to show up in the world as well. For some, I mean, this finding your voice, it's actually a journey of healing. So it looks all different to every one of us, okay? But for others, it's about breaking free from expectations, the fear of being judged as well, and so that they actually can come back to trusting themselves. So again, like the journey will be looking differently to all of us, yeah, so that we can reclaim our voice. But like in the end, it's all about coming back to us and trusting ourselves as well, so that we don't need to be like others outside of us, because if we find or look for things or solutions outside of us, this is not where we get as well the authenticity. It all happens when we look within and find the voice as well within. And good for you, Namsa, that your dad taught you how to, yeah, what did you say? How to have your voice. Actually, I didn't get this told by my parents, you know. So I was, yeah, like a quiet girl. I didn't speak up a lot. And the thing is as well, you know, being like this, and if you don't start very early in your life, soon after that, to identify and to do things around it. So I kept actually this shyness and this quietness as well, and afraid to speak up. I mean, I carried it all the way into my 30s and beginning 40s, and only 40s plus, I'm starting to understand what it is and where it comes from. And only now I'm going to unravel all those last 20, 30 years where I carried that, I don't know, that thing with me of not speaking up and not having my own voice and authenticity. It takes long time, you know, because 20, 30 years of something you have learned back then and always applied into your life, and then suddenly you want to change. It takes time, and that's fine. I'm being patient with me. It's not about, again, yeah, I suppose it's not about the destination. I say this all the time. It's about the journey, you know, like along on the way on the journey. This is where we find, you know, the aha moments and the learnings and everything, how certain behaviors and how certain things we kept and took on from others, how they have served us actually. So the good thing as well for me, I can see now, I can spot in a group of people when there is as well the loud one, you know, and as well the quiet one. So actually I go out and I encourage the quieter people as well with a silent voice as well. I encourage them as well now to speak up, you know. So these are some good things as well. And that I'm as well more compassionate as well, just like in general with people, as well as them being quiet too, you know. I just like to help them as well a bit, you just like not forcing myself onto them, but like approaching them, you know, because I know as well how difficult, depending where you are currently, you might not want to be helped or something because you feel you are not ready or so on. So it's just like, yeah, I can spot the quiet ones, tune actually in as well, and then I can offer as well, you know, like if they want some support, some help, some guidance, and so on. And like this, they trust you because they feel as well it's a, yeah, it's a safe container. They can open up and be themselves. And so slowly on the other side, they open up, they trust me, they trust themselves. And it's, yeah, it is beautiful to see how they, you know, like grow into this beautiful flower. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that, Claudia, when you say we all want to be liked, we all want to be heard. We can fall into this game where we can dim our light very, very easy because we're trying to fit in with other people. And you also said breaking free from expectations is really, really important. I think our audience that are listening, they need to understand that if you truly, truly want to break free from all of these expectations, because when you go to church, everybody tells you Jesus wants you to be this, Jesus wants you to be this. But for me, I'm very, very lucky. My pastor says, do not depend on me. Go to the Bible, listen to the Bible, read the Bible, what it tells you, and then follow that. But then if you go to different religion, it's like my religion is better than yours, this. And then you go to the society, their expectations, how the society expect you. They want you to speak like this. They want you to walk like this. If you're different, what's wrong with you? Are you this? Are you this? So people question, which means if you follow their voice, you can easily dim your light. So changing your life and following your own path, it does not require popularity. People have you just have to be who God created you to be without fear, without anything like just finding your purpose. Who are you meant to be? So I think those things are really, really important. And I'm glad that you chose this topic, Claudia. And also naming your big why. Why are you here on earth? And also your voice grows stronger when it's anchored to a purpose larger than fear, like you said, Claudia, before. And you also mentioned authenticity. Authenticity is the critical component of how your tomorrow is going to look like. If you choose that, and mapping your values as well, having clear map prevents you borrowing other people's voices. So for me, it was sitting down and evaluating and thinking, I don't have a voice in my life anymore. I lost my voice. And also sitting there, I don't stress. So I was questioning I started getting stressed and I was like, I don't get stressed, but what is going on? But that was my body, my hormones, everything in my body telling me that this is not me. This is not you, Nomsa. So my body wasn't responding the way it was responding. And I had to actually make decisions and rewrite my story back to where I was with my family, my dad, my stepdad. I had to sit down. How did they raise me? They raised me to have a voice, to find my own voice and be the woman that created me to be. Even my stepdad, when I left home, his own words was like, Nomsa, you're going to United Kingdom. You have your brothers and your sisters from Africa. When you enter that land, learn the culture of that land. Do not follow your African culture because you already know your culture. Teach people how your culture is, but learn from them, learn their language. It means if people, they study, they go to school, they create businesses, you go to their business event, you learn, ask them to teach you what they know, not you wanting to live how in Africa, how you were raised. Break that free. It was like you need to break free from the stagnation. You're going to change your life. So do it. So when I came here, here's me dressing like my friends, walking like my friends, the expectations of the society. But I've learned, Claudia, you just learn a lot. Even I don't know if you saw my videos, someone reported me to social services. But when they are reporting me to social service, what does it, apparently I neglect my daughter that I always on the road with. We always on the road. And then my talk show came up. So the woman says, even these people, there's two people that reported you. They're complaining about your talk show. That is not fit. For someone, it's not a good talk show. You talk about God, you talk about this, you talk about that. I said to her, listen, I had to tell her that, listen, as much as I love people very much, I'm not going to change my talk show. If it's got something to do with me neglecting my daughter, I understand people have their own opinion. But it's me who should be reporting to social services. I'm always on the road to social services. I've got no one to help me with the kids. So I was like, this child that they are complaining. Yesterday I was doing the application, Claudia. I was like, these kids are overqualified. The certificates they have for acting and dancing, I was like, they are overqualified. They have a voice. So I was like, this is amazing. I've never thought and seen in that way. But at the end of the day, I realized this is where your topic comes in. They're trying to shut me up. They're trying to shut my voice, to say, Nomsa, shut your voice completely. But then I said to the woman, don't this social media have this thing where you scroll down? If you don't like someone's content, you scroll down and then you listen to someone that you like. So why listening to my content if you don't like it? So, but then I had to realize that actually walking through the path, when you're walking through the path, there's gonna be people that are going to hate you for no reason. Like you come here to Nkositalkshows. If you're doing something, even if I don't agree with it myself, my job is to support you, to help you have a voice, your own, because to you it makes sense. So I have to support you, whether I like it or not. That's my job. Not to say, oh, Claudia, you can't do that. No, you're not a child. So for me, I always believe that, no, you support people all the way. So I don't know about you, what your thought about this, but for me, is just be there for someone and just letting that person find their own voice and lead from within. But it's life.
Yes, and life happens to all of us. And
Yeah.
actually, as well, yeah, to be honest, as well, expect life to happen as well to you, like in all kinds of ways, because obviously we want to keep, get the nice things about life, but keep everything at bay and so on. But yeah, it doesn't work. But if
Yeah.
we expect just life happens to us, and then it's just, yeah, not a big surprise, and beautifully as well for you that you recognized that they are trying to shut you down. Okay, so this is good. It's well, yeah, it's about awareness as well, and again, why do we lose our voices as well? So it's, you just provided a very good example as well, by people as well from outside, basically as well in the midst of life and through the noises in life as well, in the roles we play with others as well, and in fear of judgment too, or basically as well, we just want to try to fit in, like all these little things, yeah, just like are part that we lose our voice as well, as well. Have you ever done as well that you shrink yourself, you make yourself smaller than the other person in order to make them comfortable? Okay, so you could be saying something you would love to, but you don't as well. You be quiet because you don't want them to be uncomfortable. Actually, I'm been like this too because I'm like the peace person. Yeah, I don't like confrontation. I'm this peacemaker in life, and obviously, then yeah. Well, but again, it depends. If it's just for the sake of moaning and so on, I rather decide, to be quiet and not to say. But if there is a proven point at this stage as well, it's about to have discernment, okay? But if it's just like the other person just moaning, bitching, just because it's the way they are, so then I just preserve my energy, okay? But these are all factors where we actually lose our voices as well, yeah, and we are not alone. It happens to all of us. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you actually all of these things like with my talk show and everything she was nice anyway. There are some people who are born genuine and nice. The woman that came, she was lovely, down to earth woman. And but then she made me realize that we are here on earth to love one another, to help each other rise. But what we do is we're not doing that. We're destroying each other's lives. We constantly finding faults in each other instead of supporting each other. So she gave me a different view of life that I did not see. I was like, oh, this is how we are. So it means we can just shut everyone up like that, because I've had the celebrities actually When I go on YouTube, I hear them saying, there are some who you see them disappear. You're like, where are they? But then when you hear now, they start bickering against each other. They're like, this person is shutting you up. This person is celebrity shuts people up. Basically, when you cross them, you don't get jobs anywhere. They will ring every agency to make sure you don't get jobs. So I was like, this is how we live. But it's not, because I could have easily say, you know what? I'm not going to broadcast anymore. I could have easily left my talk show and said, I'm not going to do this anymore because of the negativity that was said. So I was like, okay, if that's what it is. But it wasn't me, it was the Holy Spirit who said they're trying to shut you up. But the good thing is, Pastor James is with Pastor Henry. Pastor James's teaching is do not shut up, speak. His job, basically what he teaches us is to speak. He says, don't be afraid to be different. Don't be afraid to show up as you are. But what you don't need to do is to show up and be like somebody else and copy somebody else and just speak like them. And he says, don't do that, but just show up as you are, speak your own truth. Some people may not like it, some people may like it. And he even make his example of when he was marrying his wife. The churches, they are pastors are meant to be pastors of God, right? So he says the big pastors that he knows, they were calling his wife, sitting her down, don't marry him. Don't marry him. He's not don't get married to him. And then the wife will come and tell him they got married. When they got married now, when they couldn't get him through marriage, they got him through his church. They tried to shut down his church. And a few months ago, he was meant to come to United Kingdom. They actually removed his viral videos on YouTube with allegations. And then it turns out those allegations were lies. But it shows that whatever we do in life, there is going to be someone who is trying to pin you down. So for our audience that are listening, guys, walk in your own lane. That's why you have Nkositalkshows. Nkositalkshows, it has professional coaches. If the normal people, family and friends, they don't get you, they're not meant to get you anywhere. This is why you need to have a coach. You need to have someone. For me, I have a coach. And I also believe in God. God guides me through life. So everything that I do is guided by God. So I'm not afraid. I don't fear. All I know is there's going to be people that will try to pin me down. But all I have to do, I have to keep rising and believe in myself. And that's all I have to do. I don't know about you, Claudia. Have you ever been in that situation where people just try to pin you down?
Mhm. Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
Negativity.
it's part of life as well, because we're always learning through these times too. It's not always the good things happening to us. It is as well, the opposite of happening to us, and people not being nice and bullying and putting us down and so on. Absolutely. But then as well, I mean, today I'm looking at it as well. Okay, what it is teaching me, what am I learning here, or how actually is this working for me, instead of how we are taught to think, oh, I'm the victim and everything, but actually how is this even not so good situation or person, what they're doing or saying, how is this actually working for me? And then we can find, as well, the gold nuggets, even in this, it's just about us to change the perspective. But certain things as well, we have to learn as well. And we learn as well by books. I mean, I did learn from books, I did learn from YouTube videos, but as well, you know, as you too. At some stage, a couple of years ago, I started to hire as well to work with coaches. And there was always a different coach where I felt at this time in my life aligned with. You know, they will change along our lives as well because we change, and then we are looking for a different type of coach or mentor. Um, as well, I work with my intuition. So if you are very tuned in with your intuition, you can find the answers and so on within you when you're silent or meditating or praying as well. But again, if it's a very um, emotional topic for you, then it's a bit tricky as well, or a bit difficult to ask yourself, even with your own intuition, because if it's highly emotional for you, we are most likely there to manipulate the answer. So, this is why it's important and very helpful for us to go out and to, yeah, to find a coach. And we have lovely, beautiful coaches here as well, yeah, in the show, and they're all like different types and different expertise as well, in different ways they're all serving, so that you can find as well the one that is aligned for you, most aligned for you currently as well, where you are at within your life.
Yeah, I like that, Claudia, as when you say you can easily fall into the trap of being a victim. For me, when all of this thing that was going on, I had to sit down and ask myself, where does this problem coming from? I realized that it must be coming from my bloodline. There must be there must have been some accusations in my bloodline, the record of false accusations that I need to erase in my family. So I have been working on that. I've been working on that because I said to myself, there is no way that someone will feel that they have to harm me if I have never harmed them, because we are a family where we don't get involved with people. You know, when you keep yourself to yourself, that's how we live here. We have to know somebody very, very well in order to, like my daughter, my neighbor, she plays, it's like her second home, and that's where she stays. So I was like, there must be something in my family that I don't know about. That, you know, like when there is a divorce, there's been a divorce in the family, that voice, when you get married, it can come back, the memory to trigger, to affect your life. So I was like, there must be a voice in spirit that is triggering this. So I need to deal with that, which erasing the bloodline iniquity, the pain. There must be someone in my ancestors who has gone through that pain that I don't know about, because I don't remember anyone in my family going through social services or children suffering. I don't remember that. So I had to say, you know what? There's no time for me to play victim. I need to find out, just pray about it and erase the record in my blood, because that record is in my blood. And when the voice is activating, it means it brings trouble. So I had to deal with that, and which is what I am dealing with it at the moment. Even this morning, I was dealing with it because I need to be able, I need my children to have their own voice when they are older. I don't want them to be shut down, their light to be dimmed, because if I don't deal with it now, it will rise again. If it does not rise to my children, it will rise to another generation. So I was like, I don't want it to rise. I want my family to have a voice, to continue having a voice. The legacy of having a voice is important. So I don't know if anyone is watching, like Claudia say, we have coaches here. So you have to writing your own story, creating your life, like I said. It does not require popularity. So people, when you are different, people question that. When you try to fit in, everybody loves you because you're trying to fit in with them. But when you try to be different, that's when people try to pin you down. So it's important for those who are watching in your marriage, when you walk in your marriage, be authentic. If you don't have big holidays, Claudia likes going for big holidays, guys, by the way. She hasn't got kids, by the way. So if you don't have big holidays, be okay. If you don't have anything like going out, money to go out, be okay. Find something to do. Like myself, where I'm able to do things like be able to finish my studies. I had to cut down some sacrifice, make some sacrifice of truly go out and have fun. I had to get rid of that so I can finish my studies. And I don't know, Claudia, have you ever had to sacrifice anything?
Yeah, we have to sacrifice, don't we? Yeah.
I think we do that all the time, don't
Yeah,
we?
yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And the thing is, as well, as you did just say, for you, the studies, and they're coming as well to an end soon. Obviously, as well, we have to understand sometimes we have to sacrifice either some time or whatever it is when we are working on a new project, but in order to achieve it or to learn it fully or to be good at it in a future time, we have to sacrifice until we get there sometime. But then as well, once we are at that stop, at that, point, then yeah, it just all made sense as well. And the sacrifices, and I don't know, it's just like I even don't like the sacrifice it. The word, if you know what I mean. So what else could we use that it sounds a bit softer than sacrificing? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know, but you know what I mean. It sounds so. Oh, I have to sacrifice now, and yeah. It's okay, but yeah, basically, yeah, to get something, or like you as well, your diploma as well. We just have to put the going out on the side, not so often, maybe, yeah. Still, sometimes as well for you to reward yourself a bit and to have some fun too, and then you go back to your studies, yeah. But like as well, main focus has been the studies, obviously, and everything else around it maybe a bit less, yeah. But you will get the reward as well soon. And as well, I would like to add something else in. Like so many things in the outer world, if we don't deal with it as well as emotions, they get stuck in the body.
Yeah.
Like
Affect us later.
tummy ache is like, we worry too much, if you have fever, it's like unexpressed anger, because again, the fever is heat, anger is heated up emotions as well. So it makes sense, when you look at the body part as well. And what is the emotional root cause as well for a sore throat? Like when we have the sore throat and everything is when we don't speak our voice. Yeah. So next time you've got the sore throat sensation on, it's all blocked here in one or another area of your life. It can be, I don't know, the family, the business, the financial, the physical, hobbies, spiritual as well. We have different areas in our lives. In which of these areas are you not expressing your voice, your opinion about something to someone, that it gets stuck in your body, that energy, and you get yourself a sore throat? Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's like what you're saying, Claudia, is really, really important to actually to have a voice in everything that we do in life. And like I said to you, for me to finish my degree, I had to compromise. Claudia does not like sacrifice. For me, it was like, I got to sacrifice some things here, not to go out, not to do this. And now I'm finishing a degree, a diploma next week, which would have taken me a year. And I decided I'm going to do it within 2 months. And I've been doing
Mm.
exams every week,
Mm.
and the times where I will be like, I go to bed. I'll go to bed and writing and just fall asleep and then woke up again
Mm.
and woke up and start writing. And I'll be like, what did I put? Why did I agree to this anyway? But it's done now. I've got few more things to submit, and then that will be me done. I got a message today that I think my next week will be me finished. I'm hoping so, but it hasn't been easy. So I had to make some compromise with other things. My sleep, I only sleep 4 hours
Mm.
because I need to have a voice. And for me to have a voice, like now there's ChatGTP, we're competing with ChatGTP, basically human beings. So whatever you do, you've got to be up to date in everything, computers, everything. You've got to be up to date for people, for you to be able to do the things that you want to do. So it's a journey where Claudia's topic is needed.
Mm.
What do you think, Claudia?
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is needed. It is needed, especially as well those days now, we need people as well to, yeah, I don't know, just like to wake up and to have an awareness as well, a consciousness as well, like what's going on and how we can support each other as well and how we can help each other too, by yeah, supporting and yeah, encouraging as well the other person, because it is as well, if we look at it, yeah, it is just difficult times right now. A lot is happening on the planet, and therefore as well it is yeah, it is welcomed, that we have a good awareness, and we can say things as well, and we can say things as well without, yeah, being authentic, without being, yeah, afraid as well. Yeah, again, it's about being real and authentic. This is what the motivation mainly is as well about this topic. Yeah. And we all matter. That's another thing as well, because we think too, I mean, why me, you know my opinion and so on, I don't really, I don't, yeah, why me, but if we all would think like this, it's just not really good, so just please, understand as well that we all matter, and the beauty is as well that we are all individual and all unique, and we all see things from a different angle and different perspective as well, and different ideas on things, and you don't know as well. I mean, exactly what you need to say, it could be exactly what is needed in the other person, okay? And they've been just like waiting, waiting for so long to hear exactly what it is, what you want to be saying, but you don't say it because on some level you're afraid, or you don't feel worthy to say it, you don't feel good enough, or you feel like you're being judged as well, yeah?
Yeah, I like what you're saying, Claudia, because when you're saying don't have the attitude of why me, I think that is really, really important because any voice that is accompanied by shame, when you feel shame, you can't flourish. So it's really, really important to actually name your critique when you speak, even when you respond. Also, may I have this thing where whenever I have problems, I have to say to myself, how I respond to this problem is how my tomorrow is going to look like. How is my tomorrow going to look like? So all I have to do is evaluate, like, all with these things that have been going on. I had to have a clarity with my story. So I was like, okay, this is the story that has been presented to me. So now it means it's the voice in my bloodline that is speaking against me. But where does that voice come from? I had to see that these people, they are all distraction. Really, truly, truly distraction. Because you could easily get angry. Angry is a blockage. Blame is a blockage and delay, stagnation. So I was like, no, I'm not going to focus on these people, but I need to focus on my family line. Where does this voice come from? Because nothing just shows up just like that. Divorce does not just happen because it happened. Either it happened because we picked the wrong person. And when we pick that wrong person, even when you pick the right person, there's someone who divorced, and this couple, they divorced. And when you listen to their story, and this woman, he just woke up one day and said to her husband, "You're too good for me. I can't stay with you. I have to go." That was the voice in her blood that was chasing her out. It was like, "You're divorcing me because I'm too nice? Tell me other reasons." He was like, "Yeah, you're too nice." And the divorce was presented. They divorced because the man is too nice. It's either in his bloodline, something was calling the divorce is the record in his divorce. And either is the wife's bloodline. So all these things is the things that we take for granted. We don't look into it. For me, I've learned to look into these kind of things and just go through and just erase everything as I go. Because if I don't, it will affect my children. It will affect their voice. It will affect their future. It will also affect my future. So that is important for whoever, like Claudia, you said you matter. Have the attitude of I matter, not why me. I matter. But how do I like finding a solution is just to find the people, your helpers that can help you get out of the situation. Like for me, to get out of the situation, it was God. Just before these people, the social services called, I saw the angels of God, and these angels that I see, when I see them, they always come when there is an important things. I was like, why is my house surrounded by these angels? They are violent. Normally they come when there is vengeance or protection. So why are they here? And that's when I realized, when the social service presented, I was like, okay. That's the reason. So in that way, it means now I'm no longer on my own. I just have to listen to some guidance on how do I move forward with my life and things like that. But still I have a voice. So it's important, guys, to have clarity. Write your own story. How you want it. We're here to do what, Claudia? To empower each other. To build legacies, not to destroy each other. We're here to build legacy. And I was saying, I think on my videos last week, I said I'm studying, but I don't even want to study. I'm studying because I'm just opening the doors for the next generation, those who wants to do their PhDs, want to be professors, to say in my bloodline, Nomsa broke the curse, you can be who you want to be. It's 2 o'clock, Claudia. It's 2 o'clock.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, the time it just went so quick.
I know it did actually. So basically, yes. So what's one thing that you've been holding yourself back from saying this week? Okay, so let's start with this. Okay, so one thing you've been, wanting to say, but you didn't do it, And well, then I invite you to write it down or say it out loud, depending what it is or whatever feels comfortable for you, and share it with someone you trust if you want to do this as well. If you don't want to, you can just keep it as well for you to begin with. Okay, share it or to the person or with someone as well you trust. And again, your voice matters and your story matters as well. You know, we all have a story, and the story is always unique, and people love hearing our stories as well, because this actually as well is what makes us unique and authentic and real. Yeah. And yeah, that was my little tip for today. Just like write down something you hold yourself back from saying this week. And what is it?
Yeah, for me, what I leave you guys with is practice public courage and design your own environment and tell one signature story and edit for clarity and know who you are as well is really, really important to find your own voice and lead from within. That's what Nkosi Talk Show is about. I loved yesterday, the other day when Claudia, I said, what's the topic, Claudia? And she said, I'll be with you on Thursday. The topic is, I was like, oh, I laughed. I was like, no one has ever chose this as a topic.
Yes.
So yeah, thank you so much, Claudia, for choosing the topic. And
Yeah.
for those who are watching, guys, you're watching from Facebook, please, we have two groups, Unique Billionaire Mindset and Ghost Talk Shows. Be part of the group, part of the family. Uh, Share our videos, like and share. And YouTube, please follow, like and share. And Twitter as well. We are on Twitter, guys, like and share and go to the website as well. Like Claudia said, we're coaches, professional coaches who are actually trained. We've gone through whatever you guys are going through, and we've been able to work and find our own voice lead from within. So God bless you guys. Live with grace.
Mhm.